Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Idiot Side Quest, in which we're going to be continuing our choose your own adventure as a necromancer edgelord.
And we're gonna revive our dead girlfriend. It's gonna happen. We're gonna make it happen. But first, I'm Leah.
I'm Brandon.
And we decided to take a week break from this just in case for the people who don't really enjoy it, so you get something a little bit different. But it is our goal.
We got to revive.
We gotta get Serena.
We got to become a lich.
We gotta become a lich. So we're gonna pick back up where we left off. And so, for a quick recap for the people who need a refresher, because it's been 2 weeks. But if you haven't listened to our other 2 episodes, you should, because it's fun. We're in necromancing, like edgelord. It's pretty great. It's pretty fun. But we were pretty much a poopy guy who wasn't great at anything, and we were fascinated with necromancy.
The dead.
The dead, because we're edgy. We decided to name ourselves Draco Edgelord.
Yep.
Because it didn't name us. And we met up with a demon, and then we decided to kill the demon, and that worked out pretty well for us, but we didn't actually kill him, somebody else did. What else happened?
Sad. And so, City of Aftermath, as it becomes called, you start ruling over it, then the neighboring demon lord man comes over and offers for you to serve him, and he'll take some of the effort off of the city, like off of your hands. So we agree. We kind of become his little bitch for a while. We learn some demonic magic, but it kind of weakens our health, and it makes weird twisties in our necromantic magic. And then a coup is sort of getting planned. It got sniffed out by Cynthia, who is the not seductress.
She's a succubus.
Succubus. So she's a succubus demon serving as kind of like the head of policing for the main lord, Valzix, was it?
Yeah.
Valzix,
I think.
But we were going to work with her, but then we approach our homie that we were working with for the coup, and he is working with vampires, and we did end up trying to side with the vampires, and it ended up us becoming a vampire, and it was a sort of like gray ending area, but it wasn't a true ending because we survive, we succeed, they kill Valzix, the city falls, but in order to save your life, you become a vampire and you lose pretty much most of your necromantic magic, and you just live. Yeah, you just live the rest of your life as a vampire. So, I mean, it's like not a horrible ending, but
it's not our ending.
It's not the ending.
We didn't get to see our girl Serena.
So, starting off here, we are declining the offer to be like side
join the
with
vampires, yeah.
Because as we were walking away from the coup meeting, they go to meet us in the forest, whatever, and they're trying to get us to side with them more than anyone else. So here is decline their offer. I think I'll start us off. You think? Sure?
Yeah.
All right. To side with these bloodsuckers would be folly. First of all, they would not be asking for you to join them. They didn't feel you were a threat. This means you have the upper hand. Second of all, despite what they claim about your dealings with the infernal plane, you are still a necromancer. And as such, it is not you who will be taking orders from the dead. It is they who should be taking orders from you. You're confident that you'll be able to beat hell without losing yourself to it. The assassin did make you think somewhat on your future. You're going to have to be twice as more intimidating than you are if you want to survive. And what you have in store is going to ensure such a thing. I shall have to think on it, you say with a non-committal answer. Yes, well, you don't have too much time to do so. The assassin says and leaves with her brethren. I don't know why that I is there.
I don't either.
Typo. You make your way back to Aftermath and then send a message to Cynthia that you've got the entire plan. When you explain to her what exactly is going to happen, she's positively having an orgasm at the thought of what she's going to have done to Sussusek in her special torture chamber. Afterwards, you begin to make plans of your own. A few days pass and Sussusek tells you that he has everything ready. He mentions he'll be taking care of Cynthia personally, along with her whole secret service. You'll meet the vampire assassins in the dead forest near Fury. You send Cynthia a message that you'll be arriving at Fury to report what Sussusek is planning. She'll be expecting you, but what will actually happen will be completely different. When you meet the vampire assassins, you arrive in a hurried and disheveled state so that you look like you've been in an attack. They're wondering what's going on. They found out about the plan. Someone found out and told Cynthia and Velzix. I barely survived an ambush. I've definitely made my decision. I'm joining you. And what makes you think your offer still stands? The female assassin asks. Because I risked my life to even warn you guys about this. I could have just ran off and left you waiting for the demon detachment that's on its way now. You also still obviously need all the help you can get to defeat Velzix, and he's only gotten closer to opening up his permanent portal. I can still be of use. I still have vital information that can hamper this goal, but you need to get out of here right now. Take me or don't, but you have nothing to lose by taking me with you. After all, I am currently depleted and hopelessly outnumbered by your kind. The female assassin turns to her fellow vampires, and they converse for a second before agreeing. Very well. We'll take you. I hope for the sake you'll have something of importance to tell Lord Rostov, or you'll find yourself trading one death for another, and you will still have to prove yourself more before we'll make you one of us. You nod and continue to smile. The vampire assassin pulls out a black cube-like device, presses a few buttons, and you're whisked away to the vampire clan's secret fortress. Now to put your plan into action. Suddenly, you greatly draw upon the hellish energy of the infernal realm and summon the very souls being tormented there to assist you. Stealing from hell like this is a very dangerous task, and you feel very drained, but you maintain control. The vampire assassins barely have time to react before the Hellfire spirits set them on fire on the inside out as they attempt to enter their soulless shells, looking for a new home. The short-lived screams of the vampires is one of extreme agony, proving that even the undead may feel pain.
Interesting.
Yes, onward, my tormented slaves. There are many corporeal shells for you to inhabit. You walk calmly through the vampire clan fortress as hellfire spirits slaughter the vampires with ease. Their screams begin to grow on you. You may be a necromancer, but you think now you have a better understanding of what it means to be a demon. Your thoughts have become steadily more twisted with each passing blood leech death. Finally, you reach Lord Rostov. He looks very regal and dignified, even when certain doom awaits him. He says nothing, merely attempts to fend off your fiery minions. He does better than his underlings, but ultimately he too is burned to a crisp, putting an end to the vampire clans once and for all. Now it's just you alone with several of these burning souls still screaming for a host body. You're barely keeping them from attacking you, and you begin to dismiss them immediately, sending them back to hell, except one. One which you have plans for and are going to take the ultimate gamble with.
Interesting.
Letting your guard down, you release the spirit from your command, which enters inside your body. You've felt pain before, as you've slowly aligned yourself with hell, but none of it has ever compared to this. Your whole inside of your body is literally on fire. You feel the organs in your body rise in temperature and explode as they burn up. There is no way you should be surviving this, but something else within you has taken control. Your will and your desire for one. Your unnatural ties to necromantic energy for the other. No, I will not die like this. You are my servant, and I am the master here. I will be master of all. You will obey me and cease this behavior instantly, you bellow, as your vocal cords burn away and make your bellow sound more like a terrible hissing, raspy sound. You collapse and continue burning and convulsing on the stone floor, trying to fight off death and tame this disobedient spirit. After about a day of this, the transformation is complete. What you are exactly is questionable, however. Are you alive? Are you undead? Are you a demon? Perhaps you're all three now. The tormented hell spirit is still within what's left of your burned body, though you've completely absorbed whatever free will it might have had. The pain is still there, though somewhat duller. You probably shouldn't be feeling anything given that all your nerves have been destroyed and technically being dead and all, the powers of hell are known to extend pain even after death. You know it's somehow keeping you alive, but at a heavy-duty price, obviously.
Interesting.
You get up, racked with pain all over your blackened and smoldering body. If you were a mess before, you're a complete wreck now.
Well, I'd agree with that.
And you've gained more power than you ever could have while as a mortal. And you've not only swindled death, but hell as well. You've achieved something even the great Lich Lord didn't do. If all goes as planned, you'll achieve another thing he didn't do. But first, you'll go check on your new ally, Cynthia. When you leave the vampire clan fortress, you find that Velzix's realm had put down a very small rebellion. Susasek, seeing that his plan had gone to complete shit when you and the vampires didn't arrive, decided he was going to go ahead with it anyway.
That's dumb.
And a few thousand foolish mortals that followed him attacked in open revolt. He didn't last very long and was easily put down.
Shocking.
Yes, Sasasek, good job. You were actually thought to be dead, which isn't entirely inaccurate. While you were undergoing your new transformation and struggling to survive the process, all the undead that you had under your control slumped back to death again. A few of the acolytes picked up the slack, but given how many undead troops that suddenly dropped, it was still assumed that someone had killed you. How surprising it was for Cynthinia when you went to meet her in private, the first being to be graced in the presence of your new form. Not surprisingly, she didn't recognize you at first. She's even a little unnerved. You like that. Ah, lovely Cynthinia. You were quite right to choose me as an ally. Even in this new form, I would still find it quite a shame to destroy such a beautiful form. You? I thought. Where the fuck have you been, and what the hell are you? Hell. Hell's exactly what I am. You hideously laugh. You proceed to explain the whole story, since you feel in a mood to do so. She's very fascinated by the process, since even she didn't know it was possible for a mortal to achieve something like this. She seems particularly intrigued by the fact that you're still in a lot of pain constantly. She mentions that Velzix will probably start being more concerned with you, but of course, you care not for such matters. You've defeated death. You've cheated hell. What's won, Demon Lord?
Aww.
And the choice is, once again, you enter a new stage of your journey.
What demons in our body?
Chapter 4, Damned.
5 years have passed. So how long has it been at this point? Has it been like 15 years? How old are we? We gotta be like...
It's been 10 years since you allied with Velzix, so that's like, what, 11 years?
Yeah.
Because I think it was 1 year after you were the Lord. 1 year after you became Lord is when Velzix approached you, I think.
Okay. All right. Interesting.
So we're probably in our 30s at this point.
Yeah. All right. It's been 10 years since you allied with Velzix. As an alliance that's becoming more tenuous with each passing day. Startled by your transformation and surge in power, Velzix proceeded to work extra hard on opening the portal, which he did permanently. Dun dun dun. Velzix has now unlimited reinforcements, but you do as well. Your newfound abilities allow you to not only summon the torments of spirits of the infernal plane, but you soon were also able to raise dead demons as hellish undead.
Yikes.
Wow. Something that couldn't be accomplished before by any being. Not even the great Lich Lord.
Power.
We're edgy. Combine this with all your other regular necromantic abilities and your severe threat with completely loyal troops who will have to be dealt with soon as far as Velzix is concerned. But for now, the alliance still stands. Your other ally, Synthesia, still maintains her grip on her spy network, but is little of importance to you now. You've completely filled your holdings with undead, be their former mortals or demons. None of them are going to rat on whatever you're plotting. That's true. As for the Grand Alliance, it's in its death rattle. The Zalan Empire has basically taken full control of it, but even with more unified leadership. This is the last hope for mortals. The last hope for mortals is Dune. You don't even know why they persist in struggling. You alone have pushed your undead hell legions towards the gates of the capital yourself, beating that idiotic Tivadol to the punch. You hear how he roars with rage at your success. Having accomplished this feat, and despite your transformation, your thoughts can't help but turn to your family. Mom.
Mom will be sad.
It's been years since you've had any kind of direct contact with them. You know your mom still lives in the capital of Zalan Empire, and that your sister still currently is holding the last pitiful lines of defense there as a general. Wow. As for your dad, well, you know exactly where he's at right now. He's in your dungeon. Oh, no.
Dad.
Oh, Dad. Our bad.
Yikes.
Synthesia recently had him captured after he and his company had been waging an ongoing guerrilla tactic campaign of your irritating raids on Velzix realms. When you found out, you insisted that he be brought to you, and she was only too happy to oblige, knowing that your dislike of him only grew and festered into a full-blown hatred after your transformation. While it's true you're supposed to oversee the destruction of the Zalin capital personally, you're going to enjoy yourself in tormenting the one who sired you first. Yikes. You open the door to his cell and see a beaten and bloody old man. No longer is he the figure of intimidation that you once quaked in fear of when he was around. His wounds are recent from the lashings he's been taking. You decide it would be best for you to start off with the basics before moving on to the more elaborate tortures. Damn, I hate us. We're so fucked up.
Why do we hate our dad so much again?
'Cause he's like a generic jerk dad.
Okay.
However, upon seeing you, he manages to compose himself the best that he can. Ugh, too chicken shit to do your own dirty work, huh? He says, spitting blood. Damn, our dad's still throwing jabs at us. We're so insecure. I think you'll find that by letting others do my dirty work, I'm actually showing you mercy, because when I start doing it, you won't be in any condition to perform this poor attempt of bravado. Your dad finally stands up and addresses you more directly. He looks at you and shakes his head. You think that by killing me, you're proving something? You ain't proven shit, boy, except that lousy disappointment you truly are.
Damn.
This
person had daddy issues, man. Whoever wrote this?
Yeah, I think so. Now your sister. There's a child to be proud of. Damn.
Yikes.
He's still got, like, the balls to, like, just be a dick to us at this point, which, I mean, like, fair. Even your mother gave up on you. Broke her heart, you know that? You can't believe this arrogance. Aligning yourself with the hordes of hell. I always knew you were too weak to do anything on your own. Damn! I mean, he's not wrong. You couldn't even follow the path of darkness without help. Damn, your dad mocks. You don't know how he's doing this, but he's actually managing to get to you. Probably because you have daddy issues, dude. You're tired of hearing this and you cast a spell that strips a portion of his skin off.
Oh.
Gross. He falls to the floor in pain. You will not dedicate your judgment on me. I am beyond such things now, especially from the likes of you, a bloodthirsty thug who committed more than a few atrocities in his day, and up until I began my path of darkness was still committing foul deeds under the guise of laws. You are no better than me. Wrong again, boy. I cleaned up my act. Okay, maybe not completely, but I ain't never got myself in a league with demons. Fair, true. Let alone turn myself into some unnatural thing. Your damned body, and while you might think that you're going to be controlling everything, you ain't. You don't control hell, boy. It controls you. You're nothing but a slave to it. Enough, you shout and kick him before he can complete his sentence. The rage building up inside of you is enough to twist steel. But still, your dad mocks you. He's laughing. Nice. Haha, broke your mother's heart.
Oh, damn, he going there? He gonna talk about mom?
Mom, no! You don't have time for this right now. You're supposed to oversee the final attack on the Zalin capital, and you're still going to do that. And your dad is going to feel pain when you come back. In the meantime, he can rot in his cell. You arrive, and the final attack is ordered. You storm the gates as cannons destroy multitudes of your troops, only to be replaced with more. You see your sister on top of battlements ordering her soldiers to fire upon you. During this attack, you feel several bullets hit your body, breaking through your magical defenses. You ignore the pain, as it's nothing compared to what you've been exposed to. Not stopping, you enter the gates of the city, realizing that this was inevitable and things could have only been this way. Your undead slay all those that oppose you, but you mentally make sure none of your undead has murderous intentions towards any of your family. I mean, if we're gonna go for it, might as well go like balls to the walls, right?
Oh,
might as well murder our sister.
That next line, though.
See, you're getting ahead of yourself. Let me do it.
I know.
You have special plans for them. Oh, okay, just kidding.
That's what I'm saying.
You head towards your parents' old house, taking little notice of the death around you. When you arrive, you find the house empty. In fact, it looks like it's been empty for months. So many memories here, a different time, even a different life now. She left when the attacks first came. She didn't say whether she just told me that she was leaving. I even followed her for a little while, but she's quite adept at eluding my scouts. Not to mention I had other concerns to take care of, your sister says, entering in behind you. Mom always was smart. Well, except maybe when it came to Dad, but he's rotting in my torture cell right now, so who cares, you remark. Your sister doesn't make her sense of concern noticeable by your revelation, but instead looks upon you with complete disgust. I'm disgusted in us too. We're fucking terrible people.
We're edgy.
We're edgy. I can't believe you let yourself become what you are and what you've done. I've found that one is capable of quite a bit when it comes to one sets...
Is it just me, or are we turning into Thanos?
I think we are Thanos. Thanos before Marvel.
We've got the gems now.
We've got the gems. I found that one is capable of quite a bit when one sets their mind to it. Even the demons fear me, and I only have myself to congratulate. Sure, dude. Soon, they too will fall. Perhaps this is a lingering sense of brotherly concern, but you could join me in this. You would be a great asset in the coming war with Velzix. Perhaps I could even help transform you as well. She spits on the floor and then raises her magical glowing sword. I thought as much, you say. You blast your sister with a powerful beam of negative energy, causing the color to drain from her face. She still continues toward you, but another blast causes her to fall. She's near death, and your twisted mind still ponders on what to do. Your sister was a great warrior, and you weren't joking when you said she would be a great asset if she was on your side. You're sure even given enough time and using the right magic rituals, you could transform her like you did to yourself. Part of you also still has your dad's words of how she was somebody to be proud of ringing in your head. Transforming her into a vessel of evil would be destroying that image in your mind. I can't see anything good coming from transforming her. So I think
say we kill her.
I think we kill her.
Strike her down.
Yeet!
You choose to kill her. A fleeting thought of vicious cruelty to get back at your dad crosses your mind, but leaves you. You don't need to bother proving anything. You know who you are. The old man is defeated and he'll be dealt with when you get back. The second reason is you wish to remain unique. Transforming your sister into something similar to you would be destroying that. Well, Sis? Sith.
Palpatine here.
Do it. This is where we say goodbye. You may thank me for this mercy I'm displaying. Dad won't be so lucky. You say as you snuff out the last bit of her life essence and leave the house. As you're leaving, one of your mortal necromancers approaches you in the middle of the chaos. Sir, we've taken over the city. The royal family was butchered in their own throne room. Good. Well, you know what to do next. Recruit the weak-willed, kill the resistors, and raise the dead. I've got more important things to do. You return to Aftermath, where you inform your dad of his beloved daughter's death, and how she died mooling and begging like a pathetic stuck halfling. You also mention he won't get to die with half as much dignity. His torment screeches for months before his body at last gives out. Lasted longer than you expected, but then again, he was always tough. 10 years pass.
All right, so we gotta be like mid-40s.
20 years have passed, and the world is tilted firmly into the grip of evil. Demons pour into this world more and more each day. The Grand Alliance is dead, and the civilized governments of mortals have fallen to demonic hordes of your own undead ones. Pockets of resistance always exist, but the damage they do is negligible. There is little hope left. As for your own alliance, that also no longer exists, you and Velzix couldn't exist together any longer, and the need to destroy each other was finally unleashed. The land is split, and your territory is known as the Forsaken Dominion. The war goes on for years in a bloody seesaw event. Tivadol the Destroyer attempts to raise his own status by trying to launch an all-out assault upon you, hoping that by killing you personally, everyone will see he's a better leader than Velzix. His fanatical berserker troops do much damage initially, but soon even they fall to the relentless hordes of undead. By the time Tivadol gets to the inner reaches of your land, he's fighting by himself. He dies in an onslaught of wraiths, rites, skeletons, and all other manner of undead. Cynthinia, who once again sided with Velzix during the split, sent some of her personal assassins after you. More than a few times, they nearly ended your existence. With each one you killed, you had their corpses kept in a cell. Then, when you felt you had enough of them in your possession, you raised them and ordered them to use their skills to kill Cynthinia and Velzix. Velzix proved to evade his fate, but Cynthinia wasn't so lucky and died by the hand of her own assassins. Still, even with the success, you weren't gaining much ground. Velzix just replenished his army with more demons coming from the infernal plane. The only way to stop that from happening is to close the motherfucker, and quite frankly, you're about only one on your side powerful enough to do it. You prepare to launch a large-scale attack into Velzix's realm. After a long, hard fight, you manage to close the infernal portal, cutting his troops' supply. Of course, after having done this, you realize you're already deep in his territory. He's close. Why stop there? He'll just open it again later, and you are trying to kill him.
I mean, fair.
Not stopping, you assault his nearby fortress Fury. With each demon you kill, they cut down 10 of your undead. They make you pay for every success, to the point that you even have to conserve some of your energy to stop raising the undead to replenish your losses. You've expended enough as it is closing the portal. You'll need all you have to defeat Velzix. Eventually you reach Velzix's inner chamber. He bellows and makes his usual threats of how he's going to make you pay and such. It's all so boring now. You've heard it all before. You don't bother with your own remarks because you've also said it all before. The pair of you engage in combat, casting every terrible spell imaginable and destroying portions of the fortress in the process. For years, the world has suffered under both of you, and little by little hope died. However, perhaps after this battle, hope shall once again live, for the level of evil will definitely be vastly diminished after this day. You fight with much ferocity, but at last Velzix catches you off guard and lands a crippling blow. He wastes no time in following up, and after he's done, you can even feel yourself losing grip on the hellish magics keeping you alive. However, you vow if you're not winning, neither is Velzix. You expend your last bit of power and blast Velzix in the face with a combination of negative energy and hellfire. He reels back from you and falls. You then force the tormented soul in your body to exit and enter Velzix and command it to wreak havoc in his internal organs from the inside. Velzix howls as his organs explode and his body's ripped apart. It's the last thing you hear as you die a final death with a smile on your face. We're dead again. So we got to transform the sis.
I think we made a mistake like earlier on.
No, we got to transform sis because I don't think the game would continue onward like into a next chapter if we'd make a mistake like this far deep. You know what I mean?
Oh no, dude. I guess we're gonna transform her.
It's our only real choice at this point.
Okay. Overcome with irrational hatred and jealousy of an opinion that technically shouldn't matter to you at all, you grab your sister's body and have dark plans for it. Even better, you're going to have your dad see exactly what you're going to do to her. 2 tortures in 1. Fucked up, dude.
Yikes.
I feel like her sister's gonna end up killing us, though. You infuse her with a bit of unholy energy to keep her alive. As you're leaving, one of your mortal necromancers approach you in the middle of the chaos. Sir, we've taken over the city. The royal family was butchered in their own throne room. Huh. Yeah, well, you know what to do. Recruit the weak-willed and kill the resistors and raise the dead. I got more important things to do. Fuck you, dude. I'm going. You take your sister back to Aftermath and begin your work. You start performing rituals and have your dad watch every reprehensible act you do to your sister over the course of several weeks. She slowly goes from becoming a noble warrior to a malevolent murderer. She screams in pain from the vile assault upon her mind and body. For the first time, you think you've seen your dad weep and display any kind of emotion. He even begs you to stop, which really makes you smile. We're fucked up, dude.
We're edgelords.
When you're ready to represent the final act of your work, you approach your dad, who's completely a broken man at this point. See and look upon your pride and joy now, Dad. You were proud of her because she was everything and she represented that you weren't, right? She took off the brutality and replaced it with nobility. She wasn't a self-serving mercenary. She was a duty-bound fighter who believed in something. So much so that she was willing to try and kill me even though the odds were against her. She chose a path because it was what she believed in, not something that she became due to falling under some spell like you did. Well, guess what? I chose my path too, and I've chosen to turn your beloved daughter into you. Did you know that she had the capacity for great evil already? Guess your genes were always in there, no matter how much you tried to deny them. I had to look deep, but I found that part of her. The darkest part of her hates, her violent tendencies, all of it. I nurtured and coaxed it out through. Well, I think you saw most of the process, but now, behold my greatest achievement since my ascension.
My ascension.
Oh yeah, we're so edgy. Your sister comes from behind the door. She looks much different than from what your dad remembers. No longer is she force of good, but one of evil. Of course, though, you've made sure that she's totally obedient to you. I kind of doubt that. I feel like it's going to bite us in the ass. The tormented hell soul that inhabits her body is completely under your command. It causes her great pain, but then again, so are you. So why should you be the only one that suffers? She sneers at you and walks towards your dad. You can feel her hatred towards you, yet she knows she can't do anything towards you. Instead, she takes it out on your dad, who can only give a mournful look at what she's become before he's hacked to bits in a bloody fury.
Damn, girl.
That's fucked up, dude.
Get it.
That's fucked up.
Get it.
Yes, she certainly will be a terror on the battlefield, you think. 10 years passed. 20 years have passed, and the world is titled firmly in the grip of evil. Demons pour into this world more and more each day. The Grand Alliance is dead, and the civilized governments of mortals have fallen to demonic hordes or your own undead ones. Pockets of resistance always exist, but they will soon fall in time as well. With the success of your sister's transformation, you proceed to pick other powerful mortals and unnaturally twist them to your will, turning them into something more than a demon, more than the undead, and certainly more than human. They are much like you, except they are only completely obedient to your will. They hate you, of course, for the existence is painful, but it's not the way of all children to want to kill. But is it not in the way of all children to want to kill their father?
I'm good.
I'm good. No thanks. Perhaps hell has changed you, but you've made quite a few changes to hell as well. One of the more immediate concerns is Velzix, who demanded years ago that you stop your experiments on mortal. He and most other pure-blood demons already didn't like the fact that you could raise their dead, but they really didn't like how you were achieving something that they hadn't even thought of, let alone accomplish. Of course, if you can possess a body or turn it into an evil idiot, however, not many can create a whole new race of beings who are rivaling them in wickedness, yet subservient to their creator. Of course, you told Velzix to fuck off, and then begun the Civil War.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Captain America, Civil War, let's go.
Your undead mortal servants and hell-bred warriors now control your territory known as the Forsaken Dominion. Velzix still calls his territory Velzix Realm, but it's primarily inhabited by demons now. Though mortal slaves do serve them under their clawed heels, neither place is particularly appealing to any right and good-thinking being, though. Tivadal the Destroyer was the first fool to directly challenge you. He decided that if he could get you out of the way, he could prove that he was the ultimate warrior and easily take Velzix's place. He soon found out how poor his judgment was when your sister personally slew him on the battlefield, and his now undead shell serves her. Bam, boop. Now serves her every whim and takes her every abuse. Synthesia broke off of her so-called alliance with
Does that mean she's wearing his body as armor now?
I don't know.
I think it does. Yeehaw. Get it, girl.
Sure. Synthesia broke off her alliance with you and somehow managed to integrate herself back into Velzix's good graces. Perhaps your actions really have put fear into them. Indeed, there is less infighting occurring in Velzix's realms nowadays. The new unified front the demons have put up is the only thing that's really giving you any problems as of late. Get them to start fighting amongst themselves again and you'll be able to roll over them. You were here first. You're going to rule this world. Nobody else. Because I'm a fucking douche. Fuck me.
Draco.
Draco, you need to chill out. I'm tired of your shit. You get an idea. You know the demons hate your new hellbred creations, yet you're pretty sure Velzix wouldn't mind having some on his side. He's merely using this newfound unity to his advantage, just like he used your creations in his advantage as well. You decide... What are you doing?
I don't know. I got distracted. I'm here.
Wow. Okay.
It's the reptilian inside of me. It's clawing its way out of my ancestral DNA.
You good, man? What about these episodes just like make you go like balls to the walls weird?
It excites my imagination.
Okay. Okay. You decide to stage a small revolt, though you're not telling anyone about it. You'll know the truth. You figure your sister would be the best one to start with since it's well known how much she loathes you, even amongst the enemy. The first revolt in the Dominion is set off by your sister. She slays several of your mortal servants, some of them even necromancers. Undead die by the droves, and you could care less. This is for the greater goal, after all. You'll just raise more of them again later. The second revolt occurs next, and then another. By the end of the month, several of your hellbred warriors have rebelled, and some have even acquired small contingencies of mortal followers. All of this grabs Velzik's attention. He moves in to take your weakest areas, but he also sends feelers out to the rebel hellbreds. Wow. Since this was supposed to be impossible, he's very interested to see if he can use them against you. Excellent. The first part of the plan is set. He has Synthesia approach them, as he is still too smart to directly face them. The cowardly demon lord hasn't left his magical fortified inner chambers in years, and of course Synthesia has her own personal guards approach them first, since she's not risking her life either. Of course the Hellbreds act appropriately, hostile and suspicious, but mention how much they hate being used as your pawn and how arrogant you were to think that you could control them just because you created them. They want nothing more than your death. That response is enough for Velzix to start offering them positions in his armies. They accept, of course. At first, they're just kept to their own units, but after Velzix wins some territory from you, more than he has in years, he realizes their efficiently would be better to spread out to maximize the fighting skills and strategic minds. He begins to have them lead demon contingencies. This doesn't go over well. Part 2 of the plan has come about. Soon the demons begin to resent Velzik's decision, saying that he's favoring these hell breeds over them. Velzix tells them he'll do what he wants as the leader, and what he says goes. Synthesia doesn't like this either, and mentions that he's stirring trouble and pursuing a course of action now, and she doesn't like the fact that she can't sense what they're thinking or feeling like normal, or not so normal, living creatures. But Velzix insists he's doing the right thing since he's winning the war against you now. It doesn't take long for the demons to revert back into their chaotic natures and start getting disobedient with their new hellbred companions. Now you've had your hellbreed stop holding back and lash out, which they do in violent ways. This, of course, causes the death of several hellbreeds, but these acts still cause a greater spiral of destruction. Demons begin fighting amongst themselves again, arguing that Velzix doesn't know what the fuck he's doing and isn't worth following since he trusted creatures to lead. Velzix has real rebellions going on over in his realm, portions of it being split away from the whole, and several demons beginning to form their own warlord domains. Domains that you easily conquer as you bring your full unified force to bear. Eventually, Velzik's reputation isn't strong enough anymore, and he can't bring enough reinforcements anymore to help, as the knowledge of his failures have spread even to the infernal planes. In fact, he has to close up the portal just so other opportunistic demon lords don't come around and finish him off.
Damn.
Wow, he in trouble. He's having enough problems with you. You get the impression that Synthesia has something to do with had something to do with that, as she disappeared soon after this elaborate deception came about. Possibly her parting shot at Velzix, who she never had true loyalty to anyways, and fled back to the infernal plane just to save her own skin. Now the end game begins. Oh man, this is Marvel. Oh no.
Endgame. So we had
No.
Civil War, and now we're at Endgame. Wow, this is really fast.
Ah.
I kind of prefer this.
I agree. Fuck Marvel. Your sister storms Velzic's fortress with an army larger than the one she used to storm Zalin, the capital, 10 years ago. You never even had have to dirty your hands, and you heard that he was slain with ease by your sister. When she presents his head to you, you do something you haven't done in a long time. Grant an act of mercy. Wow. Are we arcing? Are we doing something good? You've served me well, dear sister. Let this be your final reward. You snuff out the tormented spirit inhabiting your sister, which releases her from her painful servitude and allows her to die.
Bye-bye.
My sister, I'm sorry for using you, but now I'm done. Okay, thanks, bye. Now nothing stands in your way. Velzic's hasty actions of closing the portal have made things even easier for you now. No longer do you have to deal with these interloping demons any longer. You've suffered their kind too long now. Even from the very beginning when Big Red gave you shit when you tried to buy a book on necromancy from him. How long ago that was. You vow to have every last one of them killed. And then our only option is godhood?
Question
mark.
Question
Godhood?
mark.
Are we gonna be a god?
Why be a king when you can be a god?
Holy shit! How old are we?
Doesn't matter. We're not mortal anymore.
Fair, but holy shit!
30 years pass. It's been 50 years since you set out on the path of darkness. Every demon in this world has indeed been hunted down and killed. If any still exist, you've found the deepest, darkest hole to hide in, and you're having those searched. Mortal resistance is non-existent. You've stomped out every wannabe hero, last hope, or chosen one when they've presented themselves. Such idealism is in the past. A few times you have been a few of your necromancer's underlings that have attempted to have you killed, but such attempts are futile, and the conspirators are typically caught, tortured, and then killed. Most mortals know better than to stand against you now, though. You've done something remarkable in your cruel iron fist, and that is the fact that you've brought peace to the world at last. Nobody fights on any meaningful major scale anymore. All mortals, from their lowliest goblin to the haughtiest elf, though there aren't too many of the latter left, all obey your terrible will and seek to become one of your many undead minions when they ultimately die, their afterlife. They cannot hope to stand against no less than a god. Are you a god, though? After all, it is not you who drove the demons from this world. Is it not you who created the Hellbred? Is it not you who achieved world peace? Is it not you who is complete master of life and death?
I think world peace is
Is it not you who continues to suffer your agonizing existence merely to give these fools some purpose in their lives?
Wow.
Where are all the gods of old anyway? Why did they allow this to happen? Why have they not stopped you, if this is not destined to happen? You're of the mind that the gods of this world either never existed or cower in fear of your rising power and abandoned it long ago.
Oh, Draco.
While you ponder these questions in the solitude of your study and decide that you are a god, you are suddenly visited by the contrary. Well. This turned out a lot better than I expected. I guess I was good I placed my faith in you. Haha. Faith. Probably not the most appropriate word, but I can't think of a better one right now. You turn around to see the face you thought dead long ago. Even you are surprised, and that rarely happens nowadays. How he got in here, you have no idea. Big Red? Yep, it's me.
Interest.
I saw you dead. Years ago. Oh, that? Yeah, well, let's just say that wasn't me, or at least not the real me. Doesn't matter, this world is ready for the infernal plane. Excuse me? Just because you have somehow managed to cheat death, do not presume that you can challenge me. I am God here. This world is mine, and mine alone. Big Red laughs, and then you feel a sudden paralysis come over you. Powerful magic is at work here, and you can't do anything about it. Your anger rages. This world could have been yours, had you chosen a different path. 'Tis true, but the day you came to me was the day that the path ended. I knew a change in this world was coming long before you showed up, and not necessarily one in my favor. The stench of death had risen once more, just like in the days of the great Lich Lord. In fact, I was already to haul my red ass back to the infernal plane. I already went through that shit once, and I didn't feel like dealing with it again. Mortals are certainly fun to be around, but the undead? Never cared for them. If they were going to retake the world, I saw no point in staying. Demons are indeed assholes, but hey, I can relate to that. When I get free, I'm gonna make you beg for death, you yell while he continues his speech. However, when you came to me, I could sense the great power of necromancy flowing in you. Oh, sure, Mr. Damar and his motley crew thought they were dark wizards, but their power paled in comparison to what I sensed in you. I thought about killing you right then and there to stop the possible dead onslaught, but then I thought, why do that, when I can bend and taint you to infernal purposes? You didn't do shit. I did all of this. I'm sure you think so, but that's exactly what I wanted you to believe. Those necromantic books you took from my place you found my dead body at were infused with hell magic, secret language from my home. Of course it would have been a little experience to such matters you might have caught on, but you were too eager to start raising the dead to not realize the seeds were slowly taking root in your mind. I watched you turn slowly away from the purity of death and begin to consort with demons. The moment you allied with that blowhard Velzix, I knew that the seeds had taken to bloom. No, you're lying! I hate him! Sorry. It was a good thing that my plan worked too, because it stunted your potential power. The purity of your unnatural link to the dead was spoiled and ultimately severed long ago. Who knows how powerful you could have gotten had I not intervened? Maybe you would have surpassed the great Lich Lord. Why, you might have ascended into godhood. Scary to think that the road not traveled, eh? Liar! Liar! Well, okay, I can't take credit all of your decisions, but come on. When you began summoning tormented souls from the infernal realm, did you really think that you'd gotten away with that with some kind of help? You were stealing from hell. Then, when you transformed yourself, you were going beyond normal hubris. Not even our kind had the balls to defy hell itself. You wouldn't even believe how hard it was to convince the higher-ups to let you get away with it. Your hell-bred experiment made things even worse, but in the end, it was all worth it. Hell's getting an entire world in return, and their stolen souls back. This revelation, you don't want to believe it, but somehow, the hard reality is crashing down upon you, and the paralysis wears off, and you suddenly feel drained as you fall to the floor. No, I was in control the whole time. I'm just a puppet, a slave. We're all slaves to hell, my friend. It's just all the question how high up you are in the hierarchy you are. You might have been allowed some leniency, and been allowed to be my second in command, but as I said, your grand theft soul displeased the higher-ups, so you gotta pay. Pay dearly, I'm afraid. Shame, really. You were quite efficient at your work, but having someone like you around would have been dangerous to my well-being anyway. I think Cynthinia will be more fun than you'd be as well. She's proved at least a most useful spy and saboteur through the whole endeavor. She was the one who told you to look behind the toilet for the necromantic books 50 years ago, after all.
Oh, wow.
It's just one deception upon another as the plot what has unfolded to prove how you were led down the path of hell. Now, there's one more thing as you've crumbled miserably on the floor, hoping that all of this is some bad dream, but of course, when Big Red crouches next to you and grabs your wrist, this is all too real. It's been said time and time again, but you chose to ignore it. You don't change hell. Hell changes you. And it's changed not only you, but this world as well. Time for both of you to come home, necromancer. And with these last words, the entire world is transported into the infernal plane, where Big Red is allowed to run it as he sees fit. All of your undead and hellbred are destroyed instantly as your powers are stripped away immediately. Hell gave you your powers and now it's taking them away, drawing back all the energy it ever gave you. You now lay in some forsaken pit of hell completely helpless. You have nothing to defend yourself. The demonic torments you that now suffer. Physically, mentally, and especially spiritually. Your punishment is eternal, and not even the power of death can save you. Welcome to hell, necromancer. Endgame. Where did we go wrong?
We went wrong with Big Red!
I thought we did both of the things with Big Red.
No, we didn't, because I was like, I think we should go with the teacher, and you were like, no, I want to kill a demon! No! I have never,
I did get to kill a lot of demons, though.
I enjoy it. I enjoy this choose your own story, but it has broken me. We're 3 episodes in. We're 45 minutes into this current episode. And
We're more than that, actually, because we had to stop for a...
God
We're at an
damn
hour.
it. This has broken me.
Made it to what? Chapter 4? And then it says, hey, guess what? You fucked up at the beginning.
This has broken me.
I'm having a blast.
I know, but like, oh my god. We fucked up so much. We're probably gonna have to take like 3 more episodes to fix this.
The chaotic good nature in me is ecstatic.
The neutral in me is just like, god damn it, this is so much.
Very cool. I'm going to give it an 8.
Yeah. Just, it broke my
Fuck.
friend. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, no. Damn. Let's see a player comment here.
Yeah, let's read some funny comments, I guess. I'm broken.
Well, I'm doing it at last. Necromancer was the first game I ever read by Endmaster, and it's still my favorite game on this site. However, I haven't read Eternal or Rogues yet. I have put off writing this review on an account of the fact that I knew in advance that it would be a very long one, and I didn't know if I could stop myself from gushing out a 2K word review rambling about how amazing this story is. Well, here we are at last, and I'm going to keep this as brief as I can.
Things for us, though?
I don't think so. I think it's more overall.
Okay.
Let me start off by saying this game is a flawless gem written on parchment, crafted from the fire of the underworld, with a pen made from Hades' skull, and even this would not be doing the game justice. Some edgelord wrote this comment. He's like 14. I can see it.
Yeah, of course. The fucking
Magnifique.
edgelord's gonna like this.
He's probably wearing a fedora thinking he's smarter than everyone. If you have not read this game yet, then fucking do that right now. Out of the big 3 Endmaster stories, Eternal, Necromancer, and Rogues, this is the shortest one.
Are you kidding me?
It's only about 80,000 words overall. Keep in mind that the other 2 are around 500 to 600,000. 80,000 words is about the length of a Warrior Cats book. Yay! So make a choice. Read this free masterpiece that will bring joy to your sad, pathetic life, or pay the literal pile of shit. Hard choice, I know, but I trust you will make the right one. Hey, he called Warrior shit. Fuck this guy.
We're fucked!
Now let me be a little more specific here. I have went on and on about how the story is one of the best things ever written, but right now, the main question going through your mind is why I think so highly of this story. Well, I have many reasons for this, and I'll do my best to explain them without spoiling anything. Thanks, guy. One thing that I adore about this story is the concept. The whole idea of raising the dead, taking over the land, murdering everything in the entire world is just great to me. Wow, this guy's a psychopath. Okay, cool. He's a 14-year-old edgelord. Definitely. If I was talking about a normal story, I would rant and rave about how I was let down, what they tease these things and failed to provide them, but because this is a fucking necromancer, it just gives me all of this and more. This story expands everything it teases and does it in such a wonderful way that only Endmaster could pull it off. Oh wait, this guy really likes this author. He's like fucking woo, jerking him off. Also, it's not all about plot. The execution is also very important. Luckily for me, I'm reading Necromancer, so that is covered in spades. I have stated that this many times, and I will state it again. Endmaster's writing is fucking magic. Man, this guy loves this dude. May I repeat, it is fucking magic. The perfect amount of detail, word choice, and depth. What was that thing that Cynthia was talking about stroking a...
Oh my god, Brandon.
You can edit that out. There is the story stuff, character depth, plot, etc. There is the magic. There's the stuff that is so hard to explain. I don't know what it's called, but Endmaster has mastered it. In the end, I could rant about this story forever. There's just so many things to love about it. Though I'm going to have to end this here. The story is perfect. 8 out of 8 by Micro Pen. Probably short for micro penis.
I'm just gonna be KO for the rest of the podcast. End it how you will. Fuck off. This has literally destroyed me. This has destroyed anything that, like, it's the size of a warrior book.
Yeah.
Like,
Warriors are not that long. But it's a... Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, it's a lot
you
of
know
words.
what? Like, just apart from me being like dead inside and like just being crushed right now by Endmaster or whatever the fuck this writer's name is, fuck this website. The description for the length said, it's gonna be long, better grab a Snickers.
I mean, it was rated 10 out of 10 for length.
Yeah, but like in all of them, it doesn't describe what the length is. Like, this is like the standard for absolutely all of them. Cause like I was curious because it said grab a Snickers, and I was like, I don't know what that means. Like, I mean,
you could read a Warriors book if you were reading it, not out loud. I mean, it's probably like 100 and something pages. You read it in like maybe 4 hours my slow reading rate.
This has like destroyed me.
You'll be okay.
I'm not okay.
Hey, well, insert the It's Always Sunny music with the title card here, and just have it say when you edit it, the one where the gang is broken by a couple of words on a website.
A couple of words?
Just a couple.
Just a couple.
The length of a Warriors book. You can put that in quotations if you want. The one where Leah loses her mind. Thanks for going on the idiot side quest with us. I want to continue. I want to keep playing this.
I want to continue too, but mentally, I need to take a break from this.
You'll be okay. If you're listening, she is just like sitting with her head in her lap. She's like on the verge of tears. This has destroyed her.
See you guys next week.
Thanks, guys. See you later.